Hello, hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco is here, and I am continuing Raging Loop. Been a little bit. I took a break because of the holidays, but I've been very eager to get back to this. And I'm here on the title screen because the game does have an introduction, which I skipped because most times when I've watched the introduction in a visual novel, they end up playing it anyway during the course of the visual novel, usually at the beginning. But we haven't gotten to that yet, so yeah, I'm just gonna see if it plays out, let it play out. But hello, Bellhound. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Last we left off, we had finally gotten a bit of a insight into what is happening and why everyone is acting so strangely. And this town apparently has a werewolf problem. Why? How? What is it exactly? Still don't know. But we died. And then we were back to the beginning. Which, you know, Raging Loop. I was expecting there would be some sort of time shenanigans, but there's still so much stuff left unknown. Maybe it only plays when you first open it up? I'll give it another minute, and if not, then maybe I can just restart the game. Oh, absolutely not. We definitely aren't. Everything will be just fine. Alright, yeah, let me restart the game. Alright, there we go. Oh, come on. I saw that it wasn't picking up audio, which is why I tried clicking on it again. Guess it didn't like me ending it. Uh-oh, I might have messed something up. And hopefully won't... There we go. Journalist. Rip that photographer. It is very good, yeah. And hello, Zerayo. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Oh, well, that's a promise of things to come. I am excited. But yes, you know, I'm glad I held off on that for a bit, since it does give away a bit too much. But I was really expecting it, that they would show it at some point. Let's see. I was woken up by several voices.
He's actually sleeping. Was anyway.
We're done for today. Sorry for the wait. Ugh, good to hear. Ugh. Ow. Unfortunately, waking up proved that this whole mess wasn't just a nightmare. So, is the feast some sort of ritual? The kind you do to ward off evil or whatever? No, it's more of a gathering. I see. So you try to find the culprit.
Haruaki-san, you don't beat around the bush, do you?
Yeah, I realized I'm a real victim here, so I need information. It's a tall order to stay alive without any.
Takumi-ni-chan, can I tell him about this?
Yeah. Better you than me. I gotta go clean up and stuff.
Takumi-san walked away.
Clean up the bodies, I assume.
Yeah, Taiba-chan probably won't let us off until we've sent the Yomibito to Saranaga.
You're supposed to preserve the scene of a crime, right? This is doing the exact opposite. Then again, it didn't seem like anyone expected the cops to show up in the first place. Here's my first question, then.
Let's take this somewhere more private.
This is... Chiemi took me to the place where I'd met Rikako Uematsu and Meiko. It was a grass field with stones littered all over it. It bordered Saranaga.
You could say that this is the heart of our religion, the graveyard of the Hanging Pine.
Now that's a hell of a name. The place was filled with dense mist, but it was probably thinner than that in the rest of the settlement. The sunlight seemed brighter here. I could even see a bit farther. The hanging pine had to be the old-looking tree at the edge. Is this really a graveyard?
Yes, I don't know about the ones in the actual settlement, But these stones here are all graves. Remember how you tripped on one of them? Pretty bad move, huh? Better apologize.
Huh? Seriously? You should have told me sooner! Yasumisu's ancestors, I'm so sorry!
Sorry, I thought that'd scare you. I know you didn't really have a choice, but I brought you to a half-ruined village with monsters in it.
You believe in monsters. Well, after seeing that, can we really blame her for that? I asked, ignoring what I'd seen for myself.
Yeah, I do.
Jamie's voice resounded through the impossibly thick, cloudy air. I didn't think you were the type.
And you're the type who's weirded out by that.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, shit. I can see it all over your face.
Was it that obvious? It wasn't like I found it disgusting or anything. I just didn't think I could get along with people who believed in stuff like that, despite a lack of actual proof. What do you mean lack of proof? What do you mean? That was probably how it was. Can I have a reason?
What? I don't have one.
Not sure I believe that.
Well, if I do... it's 'cause I've seen God.
That was the...
See, you're weirded out.
Tell me more.
Wow, not bailing out after all. For now, let's just focus on the immediate issue.
He was hiding something. It was either that hard to explain, or a lot more important than she was acting. About this feast thing, huh? Alright then.
Chiemi's explanation.
Yay, I've been waiting for this. A graveyard probably wasn't the place to joke around like this, but at least you could see past your nose, and it didn't seem like we had to worry about anyone eavesdropping. I tried putting together everything Chiemi had told me. First, Fujiyoshi Village had a unique legend. There might have been similar ones somewhere outside, but I just treat it as Fujiyoshi exclusive for the time being. The people here worshipped a god called Great Lord Shinai, the avatar of Shinai, or just Shinai-san. Also, the mountain this village was on was called Mount Shinai, meaning this religion deified a mountain. Anyway, sometime in the past, not known when, Shinai-san had helped the people living here by sending 5 beasts called guardians. However, just like nature could be really harsh, he had a scary side too. And if you don't follow his laws of the mountain, he'd curse you without mercy. The Okami-sama was the ultimate form of his cruelty. Though the Okami-sama watched over the hunt, the Okami-sama also oppressed, tortured, and punished humans. The other guardians, though, were largely benevolent ones. The snake predicted the weather and harvest yields, bolstering the humans' prosperity. The monkeys defied the wolves, secretly teaching the people of fire, along with other important bits of knowledge. The crow pecked at and ate up the flesh of the Yomibito, the enemies of Shinai-san. The spider warded off the Yomibito and ensured the humans slept and dreamt soundly. The Yomibito did indeed mean people from Yomi, as in the land of the dead, but apparently it wasn't very clear what they actually were. But just as I'd suspected before, it was thought that they had something to do with the corruption, death, and the land of Yomi.
The most likely idea was that they were the dead that had returned from Yomi to bring harm to the people still alive. At the start of the legend, Shinai-san, the animals, and humans were facing the Yomibito. Apparently, that was still how it was in Kami Fujiyoshi, the leading part of Fujiyoshi. It was the basis of the teachings of the great Lord Shinai's religion. Thanks to that, the 5 beasts, including the Ukami-sama and Shinai-san, were still worshipped there. In Yasumiso, however, things were a bit different. The legend here has a turning point, when the humans, snake, monkeys, crow, and spider cooperated to kill the Okami-sama. Okay. With the destruction of their cruel rule, the human village experienced great growth. That had been when the 4 head families, who were said to have the blood of the 4 guardians in their veins, were formed. The snake was Mikuruma, the monkeys were Higuchi, the crow was Nosato, and the spider was Uematsu. However, it didn't end there. The Okami-sama joined the Yomibito side and became a sinister creature that wanted to bring harm to humans. The Saranaga Rapids were Yomibito territory, and the Okami-sama appeared from there whenever the evening mists came. The Okami-sama would then kill an inhabitant, take on their form, and act like them. But at night, they would show their true self and brutalize the real inhabitants. That was why the people of Yasumiso, who lived next to the Saranaga Rapids, had to stop them. For that, Great Lord Shinai created an event called the Feast of the Yomi Purge. Despite the name, it was no banquet, but a ritual to kill the wolf. In the feast, the villagers were allowed to kill 1 person a day. You had to basically kill your own people, something that was taboo for ages. But it was permitted here in order to rid the group of the wolf. Some humans were also given the power of the guardians: snake, monkeys, crow, and spider. It was like a banquet of betrayal. They all drank some sake and chose someone to kill.
That more or less explains everything.
I see. It was a lot to unpack, but I got the gist of it. Basically, the humans betrayed the Okami-sama, one of their guardian divinities, and were still paying the price. But there were some points I didn't really get. I won't tell this to anyone else but you, but I'm pretty sure I saw the Okami-sama.
No way! Where?
I just took a peek through a space in the outhouse door, so I didn't get a good look. I couldn't tell her that I'd had a realistic dream where I was killed. It had a human body and the head of a wolf, I think.
No way.
Can I take that as he seriously saw it?
Yeah. A human body and the wolf head matches up with the depiction of the Okami-sama in Shinai's festivals and the deified images in Kami Fujiyoshi.
Before I saw it, though, I heard a woman scream, so I figured that thing killed Mamiya-san. Was that the brutalization you told me about? I mean, if it killed and replaced her, you wouldn't have her body, right?
Sorry, I forgot to tell you something. Shinai-san is very strict with his laws, and gives various punishments to those who break them.
You mentioned something like that.
Basically, they broke the rule of preparing for the feast by bathing, locking up in a room all by yourself and sleeping.
That's why it's believed they died to the corruption.
I couldn't see how you could get such mutilated corpses from something called the corruption, but there was something more important. Basically, you didn't tell me about the laws and turned me into Toilet Man so I could die, huh?
No! Listen, I honestly thought there was no way an outsider could survive. But I wanted to at least find a way that gave you a shot at making it through the night. 'Cause I didn't want to let you die.
And look at that, I actually survived.
Yeah. Sorry, but I really didn't expect this.
Shame I didn't get splashed, huh?
Don't be like that! I'm actually really glad you didn't die.
I wasn't sure how to feel about this, but hey, at least she tried, right? So that scream really was Mamiya-san's, huh? Or was it someone who got brutalized?
No, I'm not really sure.
From what you've told me, it's possible that that was your scream, and that the Okami-sama already replaced you.
Well, it's possible, but I know full well I'm no wolf, and that's what I'm gonna say.
Just like everyone else, huh?
Fair point.
Now this was a predicament. Question 1.
Ask away.
Are those marks the only proof that there are 2 wolves? I recalled the strange symbols on the large rock. The 2 warped diamonds with spirals inside.
Yeah, that mark represents the Okami-sama returning from Yomi. So since there are 2 marks, it stands to reason there are 2 wolves.
So it's speculation.
Not much reason to question it, though. We have these annual mountain festivals, and there's always a guardian costume parade. The number of wolves in the parade is announced in a similar way.
So it's normal for there to be multiple wolves, huh?
Yeah, in Hinai-sama's shrine, for example, you have 3 wolf statues. For the festival, the Miguruma divine the number of wolves or something, and then record that number overnight.
By leaving those marks on the stones, huh?
No, Kami Fujiyoshi doesn't have Okiba. Those stones, I mean. So they apparently draw them on the shrine grounds.
Apparently.
The people of Yasumizu are taught to wait for the guardians in Yasumizu, so I never saw the marks myself.
So one of those marks in Kami Fujiyoshi means 1 wolf in the parade.
Not exactly. The wolf sign in Kami Fujiyoshi isn't as warped, for one. The mark for the spiral in the diamond is only the sign of the wolves that come back from Yomi. It's a Yasumizu thing, but they don't have it in Kami Fujiyoshi.
I see. But still, the number of wolves and marks match up.
Yep, a 3-wolf festival is considered a good luck there.
Chiemi herself didn't look the least bit happy to talk about it. Anyway, all I had to take from this was that there were, at most, 3 Okami-sama wolves. That is, considering the population of this village, that is a lot. I had to fix my perception of the situation. The wolves were a group of 3 werewolves. I wasn't too well versed in myths and folklore, but I certainly hadn't heard of any Japanese myth about werewolves or wolfmen. I didn't hear of Jinmenken and of possessing by I did hear of Jinmenken and of possession by fox spirits, but werewolves did seem like a very European thing. On the other hand, the fact that there were 3 of them seemed pretty standard. I guess it had something to do with a presentation, trinities and all that. Though the idea of 3 werewolves did seem a bit excessive in terms of content. Anyway, I now had a better grasp of the situation.
That made it easier to understand what was going on here. What about the humans who got guardians? How many of them are there? There are 2 monkeys, but only 1 of the rest. I see. So there are 5 guardians and 2 wolves, and the rest are humans. It's pretty bad that there are 2 wolves. Or, it's pretty bad that there are 2 wolves. Does that make them strong? And that's one reason, but you can only kill 1 per day, right? If there's multiple, getting them all will take more time. Oh yeah, I just realized the crow would be kind of pointless if there was only 1 wolf. Why? The crow's ability lets them tell whether the corpse is a wolf or a human, right? That means that a wolf doesn't transform back into a wolf even when it dies. The corpse stays human. That makes the crow's power useful. You wouldn't be able to tell if a wolf was dead otherwise. Yeah, that's true, but what does that have to do with the number of wolves? Imagine if there was only 1 wolf. They killed him. What happens next? I got nothing. Exactly. That. Nothing. Or rather, the wolves won't kill any more people. Game over, humans win. Oh, I see. So if there was only 1 wolf, you could tell it was dead because the killings would... So if there was only 1 wolf, you could tell it was dead because the killings would stop. And the crow would be pointless. Exactly. Wow, you're sharp. No, it's not like this information is very useful. I'm still impressed by how you keep it cool in this mess. You're not just some student, are you? What else could I be? A detective? I like that. I'm a famous detective who came to solve a difficult case in the countryside. Seishi Yokomisu's world. And you normally investigate affairs and debts. Wow, that got real quick. Anyway, I got more questions. How many people can the wolves kill per day? It'd suck if everyone got killed overnight. That won't happen. Remember the snake? They need to ask the mountain who's what. True, and the spider would be pretty useless if they just protect 1 human, while everyone else, including them, died. That is also why I wondered if Amiya-san and Hashimoto-san got brutalized. Killing even 2 people would make it pretty bad, but if it was just 1 per day, or... Well, that raises another question. Why do these supernatural monsters even need to follow rules like that? Is that weird? Of course it is. Imagine if there were 3. 1 corpse would barely serve as a snack. I don't think they're attacking people because they're hungry. Oh, so they're just out for revenge? Not really sure, but it doesn't seem like they're doing this because they want to. I feel they have their own laws they have to obey. That was what bothered me so much. The Feast of the Yomi Purge had rules, and breaking them would mean being taken by the corruption. Some sort of supernatural punishment from Shinai-san. If this really was just divine retribution, surely he would want the Yomibito done away with immediately. However, instead the humans retained the aid of their guardians, and only 1 kill was permitted each day. Even the wolves couldn't break that rule. Were the laws of the mountain equally binding to both man and wolf? In Christian theology, both humans and Satan were God's creations, equal before him and all acting based on his master's plan. Was the god of the mountain similarly inclined? The legend of slain wolves and their revenge. Was it really that simple? Or was there something else going on? It was quite scary. And I wanted to know all about it. I guess we should at least ask the elders how many people the wolves kill. True. But is someone really gonna die again tonight?
We already got 2 casualties, and for all we know, those the wolves replaced might be dead too. Hold on. They're cleaning up the bodies, right? You gotta check them properly to see if there aren't more than 2 bodies or anything.
Kanzo-ji-chan checked it first thing in the morning. There were only 2 people's worth of bones and guts.
Huh? Really? Does he have experience doing this kind of thing?
He's a hunter, so he's used to butchering animals.
Well, that made sense. That reminds me, this is probably the most important thing. Why aren't you trying to run away and call the police? I want a straight answer to this. I honestly can't think of a better move in this situation. I was aware that people here were superstitious, but those superstitions are getting people killed. So why was not a single person objecting?
We can't escape this place.
Oh, will this also answer the question of why she came back? Because she made it pretty clear early on that she hated this place. Can I ask why?
It's complicated, but we all know it's true. There's no way to escape this place. The mist is completely impassable.
Oh, I guess it's only a... I guess my question right now is how... I can't recall if they ever said it, but how often does this happen? Hello, Binks dear. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. So yeah, I can't recall if they ever mentioned how frequently this happens, or if it's just many years could go by without it happening, or if it's like set to a timer.
I'm not going to waste time on something I know can't be done.
Have you seen it yourself, or are you just trusting what someone else said?
Sorry, I can't really explain how, but I just know. Once the feast begins, no one can leave Yasumisu.
So it wasn't logic, but blind conviction. Or perhaps she'd subconsciously gained that knowledge through some experience. Yeah, as if. So you have no proof, but still believe you can't escape.
Yep, everyone else would probably say the same.
What are the odds that your blind faith is in something that's total bullshit?
Well, higher than 0.
What if I said that I, as someone overlooked by the god of the mountain, would try to leave anyway?
I'd do everything I could to stop you, even if the others allow it. It's because they don't care if you die.
Ugh, that was pretty scary. Oh boy, does that mean something intense is gonna happen today? So you're worried about me?
More than anyone else here.
Thanks, I can just feel the love.
Love?
She was going all red on me now. This seems to be taking it pretty far for an act.
No. I just have a conscience.
And the others here don't, then.
Well, you should know that they're way colder to outsiders than they appear. I'm kind of an outsider myself, so I can relate to your situation.
You'd go on a road trip with someone just based on that?
Hey, that might have been our final farewell in this life, but I wanted to make it nice.
Huh? You only agreed because you felt sorry for me? Don't think you can get out of your promise that easily.
Wow. How do I respond to that? Oh, but wait. Your bike's broken. If it's for a date, I'll take out a loan on a new one.
A date? I guess it is.
But wait, you'll take out a loan while you're still in school?
Besides, don't promises like that usually end up with someone dying? Well, let's worry about that after we survive.
Shit. First she was all over me and now she was playing hard to get. In normal circumstances, that could be kind of fun. But right now, she was the only one I could rely on. The emotional support would have been nice.
Back to the whole police thing. Really, you can't expect much from them here.
Because it's supernatural.
Well, that's one reason, but we also have just one officer in Kami Fujiyoshi. And Kami Fujiyoshi wants nothing to do with what happens here in Yasumisu.
You know, I've been thinking.
Spot on.
I hadn't even said anything yet.
Yep, Yasumisu is basically the local settlement for those who are ostracized.
She really did guess at what I was gonna say. Ostracism. In ancient times, villages often punished criminals and the like by ostracizing them. They were ignored and excluded from all social welfare aid. Basically, people were excluded from the larger group and treated coldly. It was one step away from banishment. It wasn't just emotional torment either. Back in those days, not getting the help of other people was a matter of life and death, making this quite a harsh punishment. Did you all do something?
Most of us did nothing. The Makishima, Yamawaki, and Muro families have been here for generations. Can you keep a secret?
Sure.
Kaori Oribe-san was originally an outsider who married into the Higuchi family, but her husband messed up somewhere down the line and died. I hear she was forced to move here with Yasukun, who was still very little.
Well, that wasn't a pleasant story. I'd heard ostracism still survived even in this day and age. Some rural groups would brazenly cut off your gas or water supplies if you didn't fit in. Then again, neighbors in cities had their own communication problems. Basically, humans really hadn't changed much over the years. Still, ostracism because of family troubles in this day and age? It seems so weird, ugly, and behind the times.
Then there's Mochi. He was the Nosato family's heir apparent. Guy's an actual blue blood.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, he and Kyunosuke-san are uncle and nephew.
They are nothing alike.
Mochi's a bit weird, though, so he was put up for adoption and sent to Yasumisu.
Weird how? Oh yeah, Kyunosuke had said something like that. Sheesh, what century did they think it was? What about you?
I did an oopsie.
Did you used to be a bit wild?
You don't like that?
Nope, I'm actually into that.
Wow, you're really all in. You really go all in, don't you?
With her pulling hit and runs, I really had no choice. Anyway, this place was basically abandoned. I couldn't expect any outside help. And everyone here believed they couldn't escape this place due to supernatural reasons. What were my options here? Hmm. So I believe that she is absolutely correct in this feeling that all the villagers have. So I'm pretty sure if I leave Yasumisu, I'm going to die. But since we know that one of the way of getting keys is to die, and you know, might as well try it out. Yeah, I'm going to select Yasumisu. I'm gonna assume that the corruption's going to get us, but let's see what happens. Should I? Alright, no, I don't think. I was gonna say, should I save? But since we have the whole, like, chart, we can just pop back here. It was probably best to just leave before I got too deep into this, and while it was still bright out. Being left out of the feast hardly guaranteed my safety. I couldn't expect anyone to lead me out, but dropping dead in the middle of nowhere seemed better than getting eaten alive here. After making my decision, I wrapped up my conversation with Jamie, and we returned to her room. She gave me some cup ramen, and it looked like she wouldn't tell me why she hadn't let me eat the dining hall's food until I asked. I didn't want to go any deeper into this than I already was, so I didn't ask. During lunch, Jamie went to the bathroom. That was my chance. I took out a notepad, quickly wrote, "Sorry, I'm leaving," on it, took my stuff, and left the room. Using the mist to my advantage, I passed the inhabitants and headed to the upper parts of the settlement. Alright, I got to the entrance to the mountain path. The road was unpaved and sided by two giant boulders, reminiscent of a torii without a top. I could see why everyone was afraid to go beyond this point. The humid mountain forest looked both gloomy and scary. But walking further seemed far less risky than staying in this settlement. I walked ahead, and soon had to stop. The road was ruined. A car would have been useless here. So this was why Mamiya-san and Hashimoto-san couldn't leave yesterday, and had to spend the night in the van. However, I wasn't exactly heavy, so getting past this was easy. I had no idea why obstacles like this were enough to hold back video game characters. You could easily walk around it, holy shit! Oh, thank you, Haruaki, for saying what we've felt so many times before. Though they could have it worse. It was that one game where there was both an obstacle and an impassable cliff-like mist. Anyway, I kept on walking. Most of the ground here was covered in dead leaves, ferns, and moss, making it really slippery. I supported myself by holding on to nearby saplings, but I ended breaking a few branches. This mountain seemed completely untouched by Fujiyoshi's people. Untouched. Fujiyoshi's people clearly didn't do any forestry. I came across a very steep slope. Climbing up was impossible. I'd come this far avoiding slopes and following the road, but before I knew it, I'd lost sight of the road. It wasn't all that smart, but I decided to keep going up. Logic told me that I'd be closer to Kamifujiyoshi the higher I got. We're gonna break our neck, just fall off. Seriously, what was up with this mist? I couldn't see anything ahead of or behind me. I felt like I was swimming through rice water. Or perhaps milk jelly. It seemed like it was heavier than air and too dense to breathe in. I felt like it would congeal around me the moment I stopped moving. What was I thinking? This was reality and this was just a mist. Bink says it's so tough with these long visual novel looping games because I remember certain huge events happening, but the order they occur in is super hazy. Remind you, are you able to jump around in time? I guess, like, we had our first death last stream, and that allowed us to go back to the beginning, but so far that's the only jumping I've done. I walked up the desolate slope and kept walking. I had to constantly remind myself that this was just a mist and this was nothing but reality. I had no idea what happened in the end. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. I was expecting some sort of description of us succumbing to corruption or falling. I don't think we need the hint corner. I think we know what we need to do. Well, then again, someone did mention that it was different every time.
夢だったってわけだ。次はもっとうまくやれ。羊が1匹、羊が2匹。
Alright. Being left out of the feat hardly guaranteed my safety. Obviously, escape was the ideal choice, but at this point I didn't see anyone guiding me out. All I had to look forward to was either dropping dead somewhere in the mountains or becoming a snack in this village. The first seemed way more attractive, but unfortunately, I'd gotten attached to the people here. Abandoning them would, at least, make it hard for me to sleep at night. That's why running away wasn't an option for me. Now go ahead and ask, why aren't you letting me eat Yasumisu stuff? What is this foreshadowing? You noticed? Well, you aren't exactly being subtle about it. Yeah, and I figured I should clear up anything shady before it comes back to bite me. It's scary. You got me, but really, this is just some insurance. A little medicine for the mind. Oh? Tell me more. You know how it can be, right? You eat something from a strange place and next thing you know, you're turned into a pig and can't run away. What? Is this hell or something? I'd seen that anime on DVD, by the way. Which way to the bathhouse? I can't say it isn't. It seems like some serious overthinking to me, if not just some serious superstition. How long will this last? I brought a ton of food from the outside, so you should be fine for a while. Cup ramen, huh? I did appreciate it, but I had mixed feelings on living like it was the apocalypse over a local superstition. Anyway, we went to Jamie's room and she gave me some cup ramen. We agreed I'd pay for it after this was over. I actually skipped 2 meals, so I was still hungry. But I was used to skipping meals to cut costs, so that wasn't a problem. I wanted to relax and think things over, but Jamie was curious about the others, and I ended up tagging along. It was probably because I wasn't in a position to be by myself. Oh, welcome. Are you here for lunch? Nope, we're just here to kill time. Can we sit? Of course. I'll bring you some tea. Can I just have some warm water instead? Oh, but tea is good for you. I'm the type who can't sleep if I drink tea. Oh, I see. Warm water it is, then. I'd have liked it if you refused that, too. But you use the water from here whenever you make a cup of ramen, right? You didn't realize that?
Maybe it's safe when you boil it?
Could hell's water really be purified by boiling?
Here you go. I must say, you're quite unfortunate. Your bike was broken, and now you're... you know.
Oh, it's nothing compared to everyone else here. If I may ask, does this kind of thing happen often? Yes, this is the question I really want to know. Is it annual or something? I asked something important, like it was no big deal.
No, it certainly isn't that common. Personally, this is my first feast. I did hear that people died when the mist appeared before, but that was before most of us were here.
As in, they hadn't been ostracized back then. I could ask that, but I probably couldn't dig too deep. So this is the first for many people here, right?
Yes, I think so.
I see. If that's the case, knowledge of the rules seems strangely well kept.
You see what kind of place this is, don't you? There's not much in the way of entertainment here, so the little ones grow up listening to the tales of their elders. Old tales and songs are always passed down and survive for a long time.
Songs?
Song?
Whoa! The mysterious Meiko-chan popped out of nowhere.
I learned the song.
Oh my, you did?
Could you sing it for us? Shinai-san's guardians are... 1 cake, 2 funky, 3 blow, 4 rider.
Cake, Funky, Blow, and Rider? So... was it about a guy who had a funky birthday party with cake and ended the night on a happy note? The melody seemed familiar, though.
I guess it was too difficult for her.
Meiko. So this is where you were. Huh. Her guardian came soon after.
Oh my, I'm sorry. We just had lunch, so the place is a bit of a mess.
Kaori Oribe-san's humbled herself. Oh no. I'm the one who should apologize. I let Meiko wander off here.
No need for that. It's a difficult time for us all. You're free to come here and relax whenever you like.
Very well. A silent thud. And a loud one. The woman just collapsed.
Are you okay?
Oh dear, are you hurt? Apparently, she wasn't trying some unique form of relaxation. She just tripped on the rail for the door. Oh, it hurts. She put her hands on her throbbed nose and became teary-eyed. The lady's mysterious vibe crumbled in an instant. No one noticed my surprise and pouted. He would have been more expressive than I'd realized. Please don't look at me like that. Sorry. Now that I think about it, this is the first time we've talked. You might be right. My apologies. Huh? For what? I got you involved in this. Run. Oh yeah, you told me to run away. I saw the evening mist come, but I hoped you could escape. Oh, so that's how it was. A part of me thought you foretold the future or something. Uematsu isn't the Lookout family. Now that sounded significant. What does that mean? This isn't something we can share with outsiders. Crap. Jamie's lack of reserve made you forget my boundaries here. I'm sorry. You're wearing some strange clothes, so I thought you were a Shinto priestess or something. Oh, I'm not that important. Haruaki-san, don't bother Rikaku-san too much. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Rikako-san. Oh, you just called me by my first name. Oh, sorry. Jamie called her that way, so I thought it was okay. Ugh, man, this was confusing. I'm not that bothered. Aw, some gap moe. Oh, sorry about that.
Huh, you two are getting along.
I'd have appreciated it if you didn't put me in a weird situation. I'm going back. What about you, Meiko?
I'll stay a bit longer.
I see. I'm back before evening. And so she left.
She's a bit weird, but still cute, right?
She is.
He's cute, right?
Is she?
Which one is it?
That's my question.
Natural beauties sure have it good. They look young and pretty and no matter how old they get.
Well, that was some bait. I'll bite. How old is she?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's younger than 30, but she's definitely older than me.
That's older than expected.
I know, right? She's so little. And did you see that baby face?
By the way, is she... what voice did I give her? Gosh, I think that was around the time I started losing track of things.
Hello.
We were now joined by the students. Mom, can we come in now? Oh, Yasunaga, Haru-chan. Welcome.
Hey, you.
Yep, I'm you at your service.
Are you messing with me?
I was, actually. What is Haru-chan? Makishima-san?
You almost called me Haru-chan, didn't you? We've only just met. You don't do that. It's unreasonable.
Calm down. Hysterical Rowans aren't popular. That's a great thing, just call her hysterical. Actually, also, telling someone to calm down... I never like that, that's so dismissive.
You're still messing around. I came here to say something to you.
Her behavior was pretty unreasonable too, to be honest. But instead of pointing it out, I just corrected my posture and waited to hear what she had to say.
You're getting too close to Chieni. She's pretty busy, so you should leave her alone and do your own thing.
You were busy.
I wouldn't say so. Even if she has some free time, she's a lady, so you need to be considerate and keep your distance. It's the mature thing to do.
Well, that's true.
If you agree, then just go away somewhere. This is why adults are so unfair, filthy, and annoying.
Yes, I'm a filthy old man.
Ooh!
Haru-chan, did you really come with me just to say that? Oh, Mom, I have a message from Takumi-ni.
What is it?
We'll be going to sleep early for a while, so maybe we should have packed lunches.
Oh, that's true. I should hurry and start making the rice.
Also, Fusaishi-san, take this. Vroom vroom. Huh? Me? I was busy deflecting Haru-chan's attack with my stupidity barrier, so being dragged into the conversation surprised me a bit. He gave me a rather dirty, rusty, cheap-looking cylindrical key. It wasn't even attached to a keychain. It's the key to the dorm. Takumi-ni said he got it from Taiba. Huh? Why would he do that? He said he felt pretty bad about making you sleep outside last night. What a sincere and considerate person.
He really is. People like him make living in a place like this far easier.
Mom, you really...
Oh, the rice.
With an awkward smile on her face, Kaori-san went back to the kitchen. I'm sorry you had to see that. Don't worry, I'm just a clueless outsider. I made a blatant lie. Everyone could tell that Kaori-san and Takumi-san would make a nice couple. Oh, I'm talking about Haru-chan too. Hey, stop picking a fight with the outsider.
Hey, he's bothering you too, isn't he?
Not really.
Anyway, if you don't have anything to do with the feast, then just get out.
Stop it already!
Why?
Usaishi-san is a victim. Don't be so heartless.
What the hell? You're such a dummy.
Ugh, this is such a mess. They had to stop fighting about me. We had an innocent little girl here. Thank you. Thank you for thinking about her. Also, Jamie's info was confirmed to be true. Trying to escape seemed dangerous, and recommending it was heartless. Basically, getting out of here was difficult. That made me all the more grateful for the room. I'd been so busy trying to understand what was going on in this place that I didn't even consider how to deal with myself. Suddenly I remember suffering from rare pair syndrome after watching this game. Not much of a fandom from this great game, sadly. That's a shame. You'll have to tell me once I'm finished. I'd have to thank Takumi-san.
Calm down, you two. Haru-chan, wanna play with Janie? Play what? Prayer to Shinai. Now? Seriously? I want to show Meiko-chan how it's supposed to be done. That's fine, but wow, you really care about stuff like this, huh? Yeah, kinda.
Something was about to begin. No longer the center of attention, I began drinking the hot water Kaori-san placed before me. The teacup had a strange symbol enameled at the bottom. It looked like a family crest. That's pretty. Yasunaga-kun, what's this mean? Oh, that's one of the Kami Fujiyoshi head family crest. You should just throw it away. His harsh tone made it pretty likely that it was a crest of the Higuchi family, the ones who banished them here. Haru-chan moved a chair and sat down in front of Chiemi.
Can I play the man's role? Sure. Let's go. 1, 2... Shinai-san's guardians are... 1 snake, 2 monkey, 3 crow, 4 spider.
They started playing an action rhyme, much like Ring Around the Rosie or London Bridge is Falling Down. Fully in sync, they clapped, slapped their knees, clapped again, joined hands, etc., all according to the rhythm. And there was no mistaking it. This was actually the song I'd heard yesterday morning.
5, prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive.
6, the badger runs along late with Nair as a fix. They were doing it pretty quickly, so I couldn't see everything, but it was definitely complex. They even raised fingers and made fist bumps. Also, I was pretty sure I'd heard that part somewhere. Prepare for the feast when the evening mists arrive. Oh. 7. The corrupt Yomibito rise to oppose the mountain. Suddenly, the song changed in tune. The movement switched up, too. Haru-chan hit her face, though Chiemi stood up a bit and grabbed her by the shoulders. 8. Death of the damned Yomibito is the mandate. Similar line, but the roles switched. 9. 1 soul per day, now to bind. 10. The mist rise away again. They returned to the same tone and movements as before, but then, at a slightly awkward point, the song suddenly ended. Then they quickly stood up and...
Yay! Hey, it's been so long since I did that. I kinda panicked.
Apparently they were done.
See that, Meiko-chan? This is how it's done. Wow, you were so fast I couldn't see it all. Alright, Haru-chan. Teach it to Meiko-chan. What? Me? Teach me!
Well, alright.
Yasukun, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Jamie's tone was serious. What is it? Yasunaga-kun instantly understood that it was important, but he seemed to be mindful of me. If it's about the feast, I shouldn't be here, right? Sorry. Jamie gave me a meaningful look as I left. He'd probably tell me something the next time we met. I'm heading out then. Very well. You take care now. Kaori-san stuck her head out and said goodbye to me as I left the dining hall. I put together what I'd learned. The settlement's beliefs, circumstances, and the inhabitants' stances. However, Jamie was really the only one I could directly get info from. I couldn't account for any biases she might have had. The other inhabitants, albeit to varying degrees, didn't trust me. I could probably have decent talks with Yasunaga-kun, but his situation seemed to be similar to Jamie's. I'd have liked to get info from the elders. My best option was to somehow join the feast myself. From what Jamie had told me, the feast was a really vile and dangerous tradition. And that didn't change even when you considered the tales, and that there had already been lynchings because of this. Normally, something so brutal would have changed and become some harmless festival by now. How did such a tradition survive in the modern day, despite murder and lynchings being completely illegal? Was this place simply beyond the reach of the law or something? Or...
It's 'cause I saw God.
Or because you'd actually get cursed if you didn't do what the tales told you to. How stupid. Then again, I couldn't really write it off. My stance on gods and monsters was basically that, as long as they could be seen, I was willing to accept their existence. The belief that nothing was beyond the comprehension of modern science was narrow-minded at best. New technologies and methods could easily reveal things that were previously undetectable. This had happened many times throughout human history. The idea that there were strange animals, ghosts, or aliens that were simply beyond our current ability to perceive was entirely plausible. However, there were disappointing realities too. For example, the original story about something mysterious could have easily been a lie, trick, misunderstanding, or misinformation. Generally speaking, the mysteries of the world all turned out to be one of those. Science disproved things far more often than it confirmed them, which was pretty damn boring. Surely even Houdini, famous for exposing mediums and other frauds, wanted to believe in psychic phenomena. He'd searched the world in hopes of meeting a real medium, but each time he found proved to be fake in the end. Well, considering I'd actually seen something that shouldn't have existed, you could say that I was in a way more exciting situation than him. Though my life was in danger, so I couldn't really waste time trying to speculate what that thing was. Back to the matter at hand. For now, the most important thing was understanding and surviving the feasts. To pull that off, I needed more info. I still hadn't heard how today's talk had ended. Based on the mood of the place, no one seemed to have died at least. They died. Shocked, I turned around. Who was that? Who was this? It was a girl I'd never seen before.
They died. Yeah, they did. They all died. You will die too, surely. Welcome to Fujiyoshi, you poor man.
Okay. The girl turned and ran, her skirt swaying behind her. Hold up, Mochi.
Whoa! How did you know, Poop Man?
What are you calling Poop Man? And well, your clothes surprised me, sure, but you should work on your acting skills.
Hey, this ain't a costume or anything.
Huh? You're saying you wear that normally?
Yep, I'm super poor, so the school uniform was the only thing I could wear. But Taiba never stopped complaining about that. That's why I borrowed Haru-chan's old clothes. They're cute, aren't they?
Well, they are, but you are a guy, right? If I didn't already, I'd have assumed he was a girl.
Yep, I have one. You can check when we're pissing together.
I didn't want to see it at all. Are you uncomfortable with your gender or something?
What? No, I'm a guy.
Then why?
There's no reason. This is just the way I am.
The way you are?
I'm an eccentric, and there's nothing wrong with my head, so it's hard for me to get along. There's something wrong with my head, so it's hard for me to get along with normal people. But I also can't just do whatever I please, so I ended up being a bit weird.
So, this is simply your nature?
Yeah, speaking of nature, if it wasn't cold, I wouldn't mind going around naked.
So, basically, this was a guy with a unique sense of, well, everything. Unless he found something that really clicked, he'd have a hard time living anywhere, even in the city. You have my sympathies.
Hey, Yasumizu's actually pretty easy to live in. You should move here, Poop Man.
What does that have to do with anything?
Living in the city is hard, ain't it?
Nope, it's way more convenient than here.
Really? I thought you escaped because something bad happened.
Well, I can't deny that.
You're a weirdo too, right?
That one I can deny.
Wait, really? I thought we were birds of a feather.
Right, old man?
You seem to be doing great, as usual.
Whoa, there was a weird old guy in the bushes.
I think Poop Man's a real weirdo.
I know, right? That's what Poop Man is.
Poop Man.
Please don't spread that name. I don't give a damn if you use Fusaishi or Haruaki. Just stop calling me that.
Hassan? Hassan.
Did I look like a Middle Easterner? I was mildly bothered by the accentuation too, but he was probably avoiding using nicknames that were similar to Haru-chan's name. Well, whatever. That works.
Poop Man becomes Hassan.
I was never Poop Man to begin with. You're close to the old man.
We're fellow crazies.
Well, the old man seemed to be enjoying it.
Join us, Hassan. When the mist clear, we can go steal chickens from Kami Fujiyoshi.
Hello, Moon. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. I was just about to wrap up. Yeah. Throat's starting to hurt a little, so I think I'll do like... Yeah, I'll go to 9:30. Why would I do something like that? What are you, kappas? Kappas! Sarazanmai! Oh, why did he like me that much? That might have been a good thing. He seemed to be a bit more unique than the other two students. By the way, why aren't you with the other students today?
Well, Haru-chan was angry, so I felt it wasn't going to be fun with her.
Why was she angry?
Haru-chan likes Yasun.
Oh?
So she doesn't like that Yasun seems happy about Chieni-san coming back.
I see. So why was she mad at me?
Haru-chan actually wants Yasun and Chieni to get together.
Honestly, I was thinking Haru liked Chie. Well, I sure wasn't expecting to hear something like that. So she's helping the target of her unrequited love get his sweetheart.
Yep. And that's why you barging in and getting along with Chieni messed things up for her.
So basically, I accidentally entered a love triangle. Does Chiemi-chan know any of this?
Pretty sure she does, but she doesn't do anything about it.
He has a snowball's chance in hell. Man, this kid was harsh.
So yeah, good luck on ya, Hassan. Chieni is yours.
Is she now? And wait, are you okay with this?
Why are you asking?
No, I haven't been here for long, but from what I've seen, you're wild with most people, but kind of gallant around Haru-chan.
Ah. Well, you're probably right. She's a childhood friend and a bit of an airhead, so I do worry about her. That's all.
That's unexpected. You seem like the type to mess with such people.
I'd mess around with you to the very end. I owe a lot to Yasun, and Haru-chan is an unfortunate girl.
You know what? Asking too much at once isn't good, so I'll have you tell me more some other time.
I already said too much. Son, what kind of magic did you use on me?
He was the one who'd gone blabbing on his own. By the way, you said that someone died. Did they? Well, I know the journalists did.
Yasumisu's people are still alive, but they're all as good as dead.
Why do you think that?
Who knows? I'm not good at reasons. But, well... When Takumini said he was the snake, I had a bad feeling come over me. Ooh, it felt like I could hear the wolves laughing.
Wait. What did you just say? And I think I will go ahead and end it right on that cliffhanger. I got a lot of very good information today. And another bad end. Though I was a little disappointed by that, but I'm sure there will be some really fantastic ones in the future. But thank you all so very much for coming on by.
For the rest of the week, tomorrow here on YouTube at 8 p.m. EST, it's going to be Tales of Fantasia. Then in the Discord, if you are part of that, if you like to join, there is a link in the description. At 9 p.m. EST, we'll be continuing the Star Trek watch-along. I've been hosting the original Star Trek. On Friday, over on my Twitch at 6 p.m. EST, it's going to be Final Fantasy V. And then on Twitch on Saturday at 9 p.m. EST, it's going to be Animorphs. Moon and I are reading the Animorph book series in order to raise money for the Trevor Project. Thank you all so much for coming. Hope you have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. And as always, please do take care of yourselves and each other. Toodaloo-hoo!